Hey YouTube, this is Mood Disordered Mind, and I'm back again with another anger piece. Now this one is sort of an activity. You don't have to do it, but I just want to put it out there if you guys are interested. And this one is anger triggers. Basically, things that make you angry. And there's a list here, and it's not by far the only things that you can get angry about. It's just a small list. So I'm going to go through them, and if you want to know where you stand, you can write it down and then rate your numbers. So that's what I did here. Like, here is what can make me angry and how high that anger rate is. It's from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. So I'm just going to read through these and, do whatever you want with this. You can just do nothing if you choose, but it's up to you. Alright, so what are ways to assertively problem solve in these scenarios? So number 1, being told what to do. I put a 7 because I hate being told what to do. Number 2, being treated unfairly. Well, I also put a 7 for that because a lot of times people are just oblivious to what they're doing. At least in my case, people just have no respect anymore. They don't have common courtesies, like saying thank you. Or when you go into a convenience store, the clerk is on her cell phone. Like, that's just, I don't like that. You're not being treated the way you should be treated when you go out and stuff. So I put a 7. Number 3, blamed for something I did wrong. I don't get angry if I'm blamed for something that I did because, well, I did it. So if I did that, then I obviously wouldn't feel that way, and that's me personally. Okay. Number 4, blamed for something you didn't do, wrongly accused. I put an 8. Because there have been times when I have been blamed for things, like one time. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know what that was. Excuse me. There was a time in middle school where I was friends with this girl, and she brought stink bombs to the school. And I walked down to say hi to her, and she's like, "Oh, look, I got these stink bombs." And I'm like, "Oh, look, I'm going to class," because I want nothing to do with that. And I went to class, and then after class we went back to our homerooms, and people started coming up to me and saying, "Did you throw a stink bomb? Was it you who did this? Was it you who did this?" And I'm like, "No, it wasn't me." And people are like, "Oh, everyone's saying it was you." Now that made me angry because I know who did it. And that meant that she said I did it. And that's exactly what happened. She said that I threw him with her, and then we both took off, which wasn't the case. I took off before anything happened because I didn't want to be a part of it. And you know what happened? My mother was called to the school, her mother was called to the school. She said her case, I said mine. They suspended us both. And they suspended me because I knew she had stink bombs. Well, I didn't want to get in the middle of that, because if I had went and said, "Oh, this person has stink bombs," then they could have gotten me for something else. Sometimes schools do that. But that really angered me because I did not do it. I did not do it. Everyone thought I did, and I still got suspended. Ridiculous. Suffice it to say, I'm not her friend anymore. Alright, number 5, being criticized. Oh boy, I hate being criticized. I hate it. And I think that's part of the Virgo in me. We hate criticism. We like to criticize, but we do not like to take criticism, because we are perfectionists. So if somebody criticizes us, it means we're not, like, well, and I'm talking about me. It means that I'm not doing it well enough or something. Number 6. Oh, I put a 10 on being criticized. Highest. I hate that. Number 6. Hearing that someone said something unpleasant about you when you weren't there. I put a 5, so it's sort of like in the middle, because I guess it depends on what somebody says. If they say something that could really be bad for me, then I would get angry. But if they just say, oh, she's a B or something, I don't pay no mind to that kind of stuff, because they don't know me. So, number 7, asked to do more than you can handle. I put a 1 because, like, if I'm at school and we get a project or a paper or something, and then they add on something to that, I mean, at first I might be like, oh, but then I get into it because I like school. So, and I find a way to make it work. And that's a 1. Number 8. Someone having something you need or want but can't afford. That's a 1 because I try to appreciate what I have, not what I don't have. Because if I'm meant to have something, then it will come into my life when it's meant to. But until then, I gotta be grateful and thankful and respect the things that I do have right now. Because I could have a lot less. There are people in this world who have a lot less than I do. So I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm going to college. I'm getting the treatment that I need. And not everyone can say that they have those in their that they're doing. So I put a 1. Number 9, thinking someone you care about is angry or upset with you. I put a 5 because it does bother me. Like, if my mother gets upset with me, I mean, sometimes she just gets upset out of the blue, and I don't know, like, why she's upset, and she just sort of yells at me what she's upset about. So it bothers me that she yells at me, but it doesn't bother me necessarily that she's angry. I've sort of learned to, like, okay, that's your anger. I'm not putting it on to me. That's sort of what I've done. So, if that makes sense. And that one was a 5. Number 10. Having to stop doing something enjoyable. I put a 2 because, I mean, anything I like to do, that if I'm really into it, I don't like to be disturbed until I'm done. I mean, it doesn't really anger me. It sort of annoys me. So that's why I put 2. Number 11. Things not working out the way you wanted. I put a 9. Because I rarely get what I want when it comes to certain things. I mean, other things, it's okay, I can get them, it's no problem, but something I desperately need sometimes and I can't get what I want, like not being able to see my regular psychiatrist for like 4 months. I think it's now 3 months, but still, that's something that bothers me because it didn't work out the way I planned. Number 12. Waiting a long time in a medical office. I put that as a 1 because I don't mind waiting. I mean, I have a lot of patience. I don't get angry because I'm not, like, you know how they put up on the walls and stuff, if you've been waiting for like a half hour, then tell somebody. Well, I don't, unless I've been waiting there for a very long time. Like, if I wait in there for an hour and somebody hasn't called my name yet, I'll go up and ask, and usually it's simple. The doctor had an emergency with somebody, had to run to the hospital, something like that, so it's going to take them a little while to get back, and I understand that. People need care. People have different levels of care, so I understand that, so it doesn't really bother me. Number 13, traffic congestion is a 5. And I put traffic congestion as a 5 because people don't know how to drive. At least the people around here. They think that they can just slam into you and it's okay. Every time I go out driving, and I'm not exaggerating, People have been in the car with me, and this has happened every time. Somebody always almost hits me. They swerve towards me. They just do something, you know. They try to cross over lanes when I'm going into that lane anyway, and it's just ridiculous. It doesn't anger me to the point that I want to get out and beat them, but it angers me enough that at this point I don't have insurance because I couldn't afford it. But when I get insurance, if somebody wants to hit me, I'm going to let them hit me. If they want to be that ignorant, then they can hit me. Because, you know, maybe it'll teach them something. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain again. Hold on 1 second. Got a handy dandy umbrella. This is my son's. Mine has blue raindrops on the bottom. So there. Alright, so number 14, a friend joking about a sensitive topic. Whether it's a friend or anyone else, like if people were joking about mental illness, about people who are mentally ill or disorders, whatever you want to call it, I find that highly inappropriate, because if you're a friend, you're not gonna do that to somebody, because you know it's gonna affect them. So that's a 10. I would definitely be assertive and say, excuse me, I have a mental illness. Could you please stop making jokes about it, because it's not funny. It's not a joke. It's a serious condition. So number 15, a friend not paying you back borrowed money. I put a 10 because I've had people steal from me. I've had people say, oh, can I borrow $5 or $10 or $20? And I'll say, okay, but you need to pay me back because I need it for gas or whatever. And they don't pay me back. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not a whole lot of money, but it's not the point of how much money it is. It's the fact that I told them that I needed the money back, and they just neglected to be responsible. So, yeah. Alright. Number 16. Having to clean up someone else's mess. Well, if it's at a job or something, yeah, I hate doing that, because you have your responsibilities when you're at a job, and if you don't do your responsibilities, it falls on other people, and that's just people being lazy, and I don't stand for that. I mean, if I have to clean up somebody else's mess, I'm going to let them know that I did that, and they better not let it happen again. You can kind of hear the anger coming out when I'm talking about these 10s. Number 17, neighbors that are rowdy, play music too loud, holler, are obnoxious. I put a 10 on that because, I mean, I've always had, like, nice neighbors, but if I had neighbors that were, like, constantly playing music so loud into the night and everything, that would make me upset, because I have a young child, you know, this is my little boy right here, and I need him to not be stimulated too much, so I would definitely not take kindly to that. Let's see. Number 18. Placed on hold on the telephone for a long period of time. How long is long? I put 5+ minutes, because, you know, what are they doing exactly? Are they taking other calls, or are they, like, what are they doing? So that kind of makes me annoyed. I put a 6 on that. It irritates me, but I don't get so angry that I just want to reach through the phone and, you know, strangle them. Number 19, given wrong directions. I put a 1 because I don't take directions from people. I go on the internet and get my own directions. So I don't have any problems with that. Number 20, money or property stolen from you. Oh, I did discuss this. That's a 10. That's a 10. If somebody's going to steal from me, they better have a place that they can hide, because I'm going to take it back. It's as simple as that. 21, having an untidy roommate, spouse, child, or coworker. That's a 2 because, I mean, it depends on how untidy they are. If they leave, like, dirty clothes all over their floor, like, I don't care. As long as it doesn't, like, get out into the other parts of the house and stuff, I could care less. You know, if it starts to stink, then I'll probably do the laundry for them. But, you know, I mean, having a child, you learn to take things with a grain of salt, you know, and that's what I do. So that's a 2. Last one, number 22. Rumors spread about you that you have relapsed when not true. I put a 1 because that hasn't happened to me. And if it did happen to me, again, I wouldn't care what people say because I know the truth. I know the truth. And that's all that matters. So that's that. Now at the bottom it says, can you? So these are things that, can you do these? Number 1, become angry less often. Number 2, stay angry a shorter period of time. Number 3, have less intense anger. And number 4, do less internal, external damage when angry. So these are just things that you can go over and put, rate yourself. See where you rate on this, and then think of ways that you can reduce the anger that you feel in, these situations. So this is the end of this video. I gotta go inside because it is raining with our lovely umbrella. So I will talk to you guys soon.
Wait.
What? You want to say bye?
No, I'm gonna say something too. Alright?
Okay. Be nice. You want to make a face? You can make a face.
Coco, Gucci, yeah. Twist and show.
Come on, baby. Now come on, baby. Work it on now.
Twist and show.
Ooh, yeah. Alright, so we're going to let you go now. Hope you loved our little duo.
Wait.
I got to let this go. It's
more.
getting all wet.
One more.
No. Alright, I'm going to let you guys go.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.